Pisces, I'm curious to know what's going on, because honestly the astrology is kind of simmered down, but it feels like there's a rumble beneath. So let's get into it. Pisces, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. I always create an extended reading that I hope you guys will join me for. The link is right below in the description box, and it's also pinned to the top of the comment section for your convenience. You also have the option of joining the Unbound membership here on Born Without Boundaries Tarot. And through that membership, you get unlimited access to every single extended reading, plus all the exclusive content and all the other channel perks. So check that out. It's actually on sale now. YouTube, I think, is running like 20% off or something like that. So it's like 20% off for the first month. So that's pretty great stuff. So think about it. I release a new Pisces video every single Wednesday at 8 a.m. Pacific time. So please remember to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so that you know when I upload your favorite content. And I also do a live general tarot card reading every single day over on my second YouTube channel, Astrology Motivation, and I'll attach the link above so that you guys can come hopefully join me there as well. Please remember to like this video. I watch so many videos on YouTube and I always forget to like, but God, it's so important. Let's start. The astrology is like Neptune isn't really aspecting anything right now. It's aspecting at least none of the major planets, right? So it's aspecting Pluto, which is huge, but it's been doing that. So this is like a deep, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you guys were unleashing in a lot of ways your seedier side, your hidden side, your more sensual side, your more taboo side, let's put it that way, was eking out, is coming out in different ways. It could be coming out in your career, it could be whatever it's coming out. It's eking out because you're sextile to Pluto, but it's the intensity that Pluto really gives everything that it's in connection to. This ability, almost like this obsessive quality. You could get lost in it in a lot of ways. So without aspecting to anything else, that amplification, especially around the 6th of this coming week, September 6th, when the moon is conjunct Pluto, there's just this sense of really having some deep insights into maybe first I was going to say really amplifying and intensifying the already sort of exacerbated intensity that you have been experiencing lately, which lately as in for the past few months, but it'll definitely give you there'll be some revelations, especially at work, especially maybe with authority figures in your life, especially with stuff that you've committed yourself to. There's definitely going to be some revelations, and they may not be easy to digest revelations, but people will understand, they will see it, they will know it, and this is a great time to embrace it, because if you fight it and try to hide from it, it is not going to be good. I know that's really cryptic, but we're just starting out, right? You're just coming up for air. So we have dreamed the world into being, and the miracles are endless. So what have you dreamed of? It feels like in so many ways, your dreams are so close to coming true, and resources are starting to become available to you. Or your dreams themselves have taken to a point of something in your life that you've dreamed about is actually coming into existence. There's also a sense of money, financial increase that's happening right now. Dream the world into being, and the miracles are endless. This is really beautiful fucking energy. Set healthy boundaries is here as well, though. So we got to talk about that especially. And then trust the great mystery, but it's in reverse, which means in some ways you just want to come up for air because things have been way too intense. There could also be a sense of overindulgence. So this might be something that you need a release from, because that could be that Pluto energy is you've worked or functioned too much in toxicity, and you may have gotten a little bit lost in it. So this is definitely a time, especially now that we've hit Virgo season, to dry out, whatever that means to you. But to definitely sort of start to lay off of and get back into the routine of healthiness, health, and scheduling things, and making more regular commitments, as opposed to just like flowing everywhere all at once. That's what setting healthy boundaries is about. Not everybody needs the same boundaries. Some people need the fucking Great Wall of China. Some people don't need a boundary at all. Some people need a white picket fence. Some people need an electric fence with barbed wire on top. You know, it just depends on what is the boundary that you need to be setting, but you definitely need to be setting some. You're coming up for air. There's been something here that's over intensity, something that's extremely important to you, extremely decadent to you, extremely indulgent, but you need to come up for air. And this week is going to provide you that space to be able to do it. It's almost like sweet release from super, super, super like feeling too fucking much kind of feeling. Like, it's just, maybe things have been too good. I hope so. Let me know. Leave the comments below. Let me know like how you're reading this. Like, what are you thinking this is this energy is talking about, right? But it's like coming up for air, coming out on the other side. It's the end of summer vacation, and it's like get back to work, get back to school time. And that's that sense of, I'm driven. I don't want to just continue to be indulging or lost or letting letting it be. No, I want to actually come up and fucking sort of be where I belong again. You could be returning home. You could be going back to some place that's a little bit more comfortable because you finally have the money to be able to do so. Setting healthy boundaries. You could also be coming up for air or coming out and saying, this is what I need, after you have been too indulgent with somebody who has been stepping too far or going too far, or maybe you have been going too far. You can reverse all of these energies. But whoever has been going too far, there's just get prepared, because boundaries need to be set, and they're about to set, and the truth of somebody's feelings is about to come out. There's like no more hiding it or pushing it into the closet and locking it away, pretending like it doesn't exist. There is no more of that. Not at all. This is 100% like confrontation period, and sometime especially around the 6th, when that moon is conjuncting Pluto, when that moon visits Pluto and can kind of amplify and intensify the psychic knowing, the deep understanding, shining a light in a dark place of understanding, of realization, even the confrontation of the energy of the mother and the father with the moon moving into Capricorn and being there with Pluto is like, what is destructive? What destructive patterns did you learn from your mother and father, or from their relationship in particular, that you're starting to realize play out in your own relationships and your own existence every day? The confrontation of that is really a release, because it's empowering you to take power back from your life. Take responsibility for your life. Take authority over your own life, instead of always feeling like there's always some sort of undercurrent authority directing you, which there is. That's faith, right? That's God, absolutely. But ultimately, it's like this is stuff that can't be written off as faith or spirituality. This is practical, tangible stuff that needs to be addressed. And it's got to do with really a lot of decadence. Take a leap of faith. This is, okay, what does that mean? Listen, I know that we know what it all means, but what does that mean to you? Let me know in the comments below. What do you mean take a leap of faith? Because as soon as I read that card, I said, take a leap of faith is believing that it's going to be okay to do this. It's going to be okay to come out and tell somebody something. It's going to be okay to receive somebody's feelings or hear what they're saying, or it's going to be okay to take this next step and go for it. Go take this opportunity, because it's actually a really lucky period for you. And it's smooth right now. It's smooth sailing. all your major aspects except that Pluto one that's been, you know, there for a while. It's liberating. So you have the time now. You have the ability to jump into something that maybe before you didn't have access to the resources or you didn't feel comfortable doing, but you really are ready to be in a different environment. And so I see you traveling a lot. I see you deciding to make a big change, a dynamic change in your life, maybe one that you never thought that you would make. But there's definitely a sense of yes, good things. Okay? Take a leap of faith. Okay. But what's going on underneath this? Because I just feel something else. Can you just clarify? There has been tension. I knew it. There's been conflict. Is it internal or external? It's just been a lot coming at you all at once. You feel like you're just being bombarded from all sides, maybe attacked from all sides, or enduring a lot of criticism. That's the leap of faith. So it's almost like even though you've been enduring a lot of criticism where you feel like there's always one conflict after another, 11-11, you still want this to happen. You still want this to be true. You still want this deal to go through or whatever it is. And so it's kind of like a leap of faith. Okay, all right. But there's definitely still stuff hidden and it has to be talked about or addressed. The Moon card is here, which is your energy. You've got a lot of conflict inside of you that actually has to come out and be spoken. And this is definitely the time to speak it. Queen of Swords sometimes represents therapy or a therapist. I don't know if any of you are seeing them, but it could absolutely help to give you a safe space where you can actually come to the surface and address all these things. Not everything that you address at this time, whether it's in therapy or not, doesn't matter, but not everything that you address at this time is going to be easy to hear. Some of it is going to bring up, like, trigger a lot of violent defensiveness in you. But once again, now there is clarity. There is honesty, there is truth, and with that clarity, you can figure things out and figure out how to make something work. I feel like you've been trying to make something work, but it just hasn't been working the way that you want to. It's not the smoothness that you really had hoped for. And there is a little bit of disappointment that I feel here. So ultimately, it is definitely time to communicate that disappointment to whoever you need to communicate it to, because it needs to come to the surface and it needs to be addressed. You know, it's almost like in some ways you've been dreaming, and you can easily dream anything, right? But it's almost like you have been dreaming or escaping into dreams for the abundance, because you haven't really been looking at these little things that are irritating the crap out of you or that have been building up. It's almost like after the holiday season when you get your credit card bill. You know, it's kind of like that. It's like, how much longer can I ignore the little bits, the little tiny digs, the confrontation? How much more? Because I don't want this to be true. I want the ideal to be true, but the ideal isn't true. The ideal is an ideal. And the truth of something is always less perfect than the ideal, but that doesn't mean it's not perfect for reality. However, there is an adjustment to reality, and also in addressing the reality, there's a sense of, does it actually work or doesn't it? And I think that maybe you have been preventing yourself from seeing that because you enjoy too much, at least the good stuff that's coming from whatever this is, whether it's a relationship or a job or a connection or whatever this is. I don't really know what it is. Let me know what it is. Leave the comments below so at least I can understand what is being revealed here. There are at least 1,000 of you that watch this video, so it's just kind of like you let me know because I'm interested. Why do I want to go here? No, I want to go here. Pisces, please, for this week. What's going on? What's happening? You feel like a stranger in a strange land. But in some ways, it is your interesting perspective that is figuring out how to make something work. There is a genius about you. It could be you're dealing with technology this week, and you might be asked to go somewhere or travel somewhere. And ultimately, it's a good thing. I would definitely go for it. I would take the opportunity and welcome the change. that's what I would do. Sagittarius also implies that you may be traveling, and getting away right now is actually going to be very good for you to help clear your mind and help you see things objectively instead of from the feeling of not being understood or being judged or any fear that you may have. This is also about a faith system, maybe even developing the faith or starting to become more spiritual and be able to touch things spiritually more than you used to, or use spirituality to access things that may sound weird or a little bit outlandish, but they're making sense to you. This is not cult time. No, this is just a sense of connection to spirit that is developing. But you're traveling. That's what it seems, that's what it feels like, or that you want to. So it might be a good time to plan to travel, Pisces, because this is like you're a stranger in the strange land. Sagittarius energy, just go for it. Fucking buy some tickets online and get out of town for a while. I just think it'll help you clear your thoughts and be able to help you simmer down and give you the objectivity that you need. Scorpio energy, you need to revitalize. There's like, it's almost like at this point you're drained, or you've been working too hard, or you need to revitalize. Scorpio is about coming back refreshed, coming back to life, maybe even an opportunity coming back to life that you will have to travel for. That's really interesting. You might have to travel for work because Virgo is coming out. But this could also just be a timestamp saying that you're going to have to travel for work, but it's going to like be revitalized, maybe revitalize your passion for something. Work with the Pluto energy to like bring something back, that you thought was over, that you thought was gone. Be able to reignite your passion for it, or your fire for it, or leveling up, especially when it comes to work or because of work. So there's all these opportunities that are opening up for you, and I want you to I want you to let yourself go. I want you to let yourself sort of kind of like take action on this, and yeah, even if it doesn't make sense, I feel like you're being called to sort of open yourself up, or at least, like I said, take a break right now. Pisces. But it's not take a break from work. It's almost like you're driving somewhere to work. Like you got out of town for a while and that's where your job is, or you might be asked to travel or relocate. Pisces. A win-win outcome is forecast. This is, yeah, what I say. It's like you need to bring balance back in your life and getting, have you been like cloistered too much? Have you been like, I don't know. But by allowing yourself to travel or go to this place, balance is being reestablished. It may even be showing somebody that you love them or that you care about them, which was quite necessary for balancing out a situation. Could also be in a sense of traveling is helping out a relationship. I know that sounds crazy, but in some ways, sometimes you just need to get away from each other to appreciate each other, right? And maybe that's what's being asked of you, or going to visit somebody so that you guys can be together, because being away has put a tremendous strain on your energy, or on your relationship, or on whatever this relationship is. So that travel note is really big this week. Let yourself do it, especially if you find some tickets online that are just like really good, excellent deals. Fucking go for it. There's nothing bad that's going to come from it. And I think you need to clear your mind a little bit. You may have lost faith in something. Yeah, and this clarity, this mental clarity, will help bring it back into perspective for you. Who is this energy involving? Like, who is the who here? Pisces, who is this who? Shaman. So it's, once again, it's actually your spiritual beliefs. Who is shaman is, maybe you're going to an advisor, or you're taking a spiritual retreat. This might be a really good time to do that for you. could also be just an older person, somebody who you consider wise and whose advice you like to take. Yeah. It's because it's almost like you, yeah, it could be you're taking advice from somebody who's older and wiser. Direction guardian, somebody to tell you where to go. And mirror guardian, take time to reflect. Who does this describe in your life? Let me know. It's definitely, yeah, it's definitely deep work. It's just deep work of looking at yourself, reconnecting to faith, finding faith in yourself again, and having somebody's helping you figure out which is the next path to choose. You may be actually tapping into spirituality and deciding to take a minute to ask for directions. Take a minute to ask for directions or ask for advice or yeah. Hold on. Yeah, ask for advice, ask for direction. You could be traveling to see some sort of spiritual retreat too. That's really interesting. Are you? I'm going to find out. Let's go to the extended because I want to see how this all pans out in the different aspects of your life. We'll see you over there, guys.